Guys, welcome back to my canal de YouTube. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Today's video is going to be about how I quit my job and got my part-time side hustle hobby into my full-time job. So if you guys want to know how I did it, just go ahead and keep on watching. That is the question of the year on when you ask someone how did they quit their job and how are they doing it. The answer is so if you guys know that whatever your side hustle is making money and is making enough money to support you, your family, you can pay rent out of it if you have to pay rent, bills, whatever the case is. If your side hustle is able to do that and you are okay with quitting your job and putting 100% commitment on your side hustle to make it your full-time and to grow it, then you do that, girlfriend or boyfriend. Whatever you want to do, you do it. But I'm not saying that you are going to quit your job, go to your side hustle, whatever that is, and voila, you're going to be rich. No. This video is to let you guys know that it is possible. It's not something that we do overnight. It's not something that we conquer in months, in a year, whatsoever. So to tell you a little bit about my story, I quit my job a year ago. So March of 2018, I believe it was the 21st of March. Around that time, I quit my job, my full-time job, which was, I was working at Bank of America. And I worked there for 3 years. And it got to the point that I had it. I was like, you know what? It's not the bank. It's not any job. It's me. I'm the one that I need to find myself. I need to find what it is that I like. I need to find what it is that takes my passion, makes me happy, and I don't have to be miserable the whole time. So, somebody's texting me, so let me see. Okay, anyway. So, I've been working since I am like 17 or so. I've been on and off from school since I've also been 17. With everything, high school and college. I've been all over the place. Yeah, so I've been working. I used to work in retail and then I went to retail banking. And I was a teller for about 3 years in Chase. And then I worked for Bank of America for 3 years. And in Chase, it was my first real job, technically. I was a teller, I was a part-timer, and then I went to full-time. And I thought, you know, your parents teach you that, especially like first generations, minority, they teach you that all you have to do is go to school, get good grades, go to college, have a good job. For my parents, working at a bank was an amazing job. When I quit my job, it was a shock, like, really? And it wasn't a shock only to them, it was a shock to a lot of people. Going back, so I'm going to go forward and back because I don't really know how to do this, and I want to do this an honest way. I don't want to sit here and write about everything. I just want to just go about it, right? So I was at Chase for 3 years and I couldn't get promoted. They didn't want to promote me, and I wanted to be a banker. And they were like, no, you have to be a lead teller. I'm like, why do I have to be a lead teller? I don't want to be a lead teller. I want to be a banker. Like, I'm working so hard for this. What's going on? So at that point, jobs kind of, it's either like you work harder but still get disappointed, but still working harder because you want to get the promotion. But to me, it was just a really big disappointment. Once they said no, I was like, you know what? I'm wasting my time. Like 3 years into a company and nothing happened but a 25-cent raise every year. I was getting like $10 an hour. Tellers make more now, but by then I was making $10 an hour. And I was just like, you know what, like, this is crazy. So I decided, I was like, okay, so you know what? So this is what I always say. The same way that a company can get rid of you or substitute you if you quit or if they fire you, the same way you can go ahead and get another job. Whatever the case is, you are human and you are capable of everything that you set your mind to. So if you want to quit and you want to get yourself another better job, you go ahead and do so. Don't wait 10 years in your company waiting for that promotion, because sometimes it doesn't happen. What about those 10 years? What about if you found something better? Like, just take the chance. It's so hard. I know. It's the hardest decision in the world. So I decided to quit. Chase. I was like, you know what? You're not gonna promote me, then I'm quitting. And I quit Chase. I was like, I didn't quit without a job. I got myself another job and then quit. So I got hired at Bank of America and I quit Chase. So I got hired at Bank of America. Bank of America and Chase are a little bit different when it comes to positions. So in Bank of America, I was a relationship manager, relationship banker, which means that you're part teller, part banker. You have goals for both, which kind of suck, but so I thought that, I'm in business in college. Banking is so good. You can grow and, you can have a good career in banking. And, there's a lot of people that don't have degrees or that have degrees and are doing good when it comes to banking. So I was at the bank for like a year and a half and I got promoted to relationship manager, which is a full-time banker. And, I thought that coming from teller to banker, that was going to change my life. Well, it didn't. I was miserable. I was, honestly speaking, I was just like, what is this? Like, it's not even a 9 to 5 or a 10 to 6 or whatever. I was sometimes getting home at 8 p.m. And they always say that it depends on the branch. It depends on the managing. It depends on a lot of things, whatever. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, let me see how it is. Let me, so always the first month is always like, yeah, I like it, da 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 da. And then everything just started piling up and I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this. Me as a person, I couldn't handle. There's a lot of great bankers out there. There's a lot of great managers in banking. Banking is great for whoever likes it. But for me, I did not like it. Bank of America, the company itself is amazing. You do get promoted like this, ASAP. You just say the word promoted. They give people opportunities, which I see some companies don't. It's miserable, let me tell you. So for the 6 years of my career in banking, I was the most miserable person in the world. I would come home and just complain about every single little detail. You know what's every single detail? Like, even my boyfriend was like, you know what? Like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, it's crazy. All you talk about is banking and how you hate it. I used to wake up crying because I didn't want to go to work. Literally in tears. Like, I do not want to go to work today. I was so depressed. I was just in a funk and I was like, I don't want to do this. I was still performing at work. It wasn't like I was doing poorly. I was still at my 100%. I still gave people a smile. But inside of me, I was just miserable. So it took me a whole year thinking what my plan was, what I was going to do, how much money I had to save, and how long it was going to take me to save that money, how long it was going to take me to figure out what the plan was. Because you can't just quit your job. Let's face it, like, we have rent. Who the fuck's going to pay rent? You can't just hate your job and just quit. Get yourself another job. But I was like, you know what? Like, this plan has to work. So I started doing makeup 5 years ago. I was still working at Chase when I was doing makeup. That's when it really started. And that was my little part-time. I would do it in the weekends, get some extra cash. And, it started going well. And so then I got a job at a restaurant. I was working Friday and Saturdays. And I was, it's extra money, extra cash. I worked there for like 5 months every weekend. And I was getting even more money. So that also helped me save a lot of money. So before I quit my job, I paid all of my credit cards. So I paid all of my credit cards up to zero. I had no debt when I quit my job. I had a lot of money saved. And I'm not talking about 2 month, 3 month rent. No, I'm talking about I'm not going to talk about numbers, but it was high up there. I saved a lot of money. I was living with my mom. So that helped me so much. So if you have to go back to live with your parents or with a friend or with a roommate, do it. You're going to save a lot of money and it's going to go all towards your plan. So I had to save a lot of money because, one, I didn't know if this was going to work out. Two, I had to figure my life out. I had to figure myself out. I had to figure what I wanted to do. I just knew that I needed a lot of money to support me for a whole year. My last year, Bank of America. I didn't say anything. Nobody knew my plans. I was just keeping it on the low. I was being miserable by myself or whoever heard me. But I was just so negative that I got to the point that I was feeling bad because everything that came out of my mouth was so negative. It was a vomit, literally. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to keep it to myself. This is the plan. I got a little notebook. and I wrote everything down. I wrote down like how to pay all my debts. So that's another thing. Take a little notebook or a little like agenda and write down all your debts and how you're gonna pay them off a certain amount of time that you want to. It really helps. That was done. I started saving all my money. So it was kind of hard. It took me from January to March to give out my 2 weeks notice. And every day I was like, no, I need to save a little bit more money. I'm gonna quit next paycheck. And I'm gonna quit next paycheck, and I'm gonna quit next paycheck. 3 months later, that happened. I was like, fuck, I need to quit like now. And every day that passed by, I was more frustrated. I will write the letter, I'll write my 2 weeks notice and erase it. Do I really want to do this? Am I really gonna do this? Am I really gonna be able to do this? But I was dreaming so hard, so positive about my dreams, about what I wanted to do, about my plan, that I was like, I got the courage. It took me a whole year and 3 months, but I got the courage. And one day, unexpectedly, on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't remember, I told my manager, I was like, hey, I need to talk to you. Here's my 2 week notice. Sit on my desk and be like, Jesus, is this really the life that I'm gonna have? Like, imagine me working here all day, being this miserable, having to take care of children, having to clean, having to take care of a husband. I was gonna die. Literally, I felt like this is really life. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe I was letting myself cut short. I didn't believe that I was thinking like, wow, this is how it is. This is grown up. Like, I grew up. That's it. Like, this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. And I couldn't get it in my head. So I gave him my 2 weeks notice. And surprisingly enough, everyone that I told what I was going to be doing was like, yeah, right. Like, I really got yeah rights from people. I got, are you sure? I got, how are you going to do it? Are you going to get money? Do you even make money? And I was just like, yeah. All I used to tell, even though I knew it might not work, I will always say, yes, it works. And even though business wasn't going good, I will always say, I'm good. I'm good. I have a roof over my head. I can pay for all my stuff. I can pay all my bills. I'm not rich. So how can it get better than that? I'm super happy. I am super happy, super motivated. I want better things. I'm focused on how to make this grow so much. It's just, you know, it comes to you and it's like, okay, and you're by yourself. So you're like, okay, I need to make more money. How am I going to make more money? So you know how like exactly every year in your job, it's like, okay, you got a raise. Here you go. It's the same thing when you go solo, when you are your own boss, when you are self-employed, when you are an entrepreneur. The first year can be hard. It is always going to be hard. Same thing with a regular job. So the reason why I'm going to go ahead and put these two examples together, self-employment and your job, it's simply because I want you guys to understand. Because if you're not self-employed, you won't understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to mimic this to having a job, how it is. So you start your job. Same thing with you start your solo journey, entrepreneur journey. It's really hard. You have to work extra hard. You have to make sure the managers know you, that you bring something different to the table. So it's the same thing with whatever you're going to be doing, whether it is like having your own company, doing like arts and craft, whatever it is, you're always going to have to work really hard to it. And there's going to be so many dark paths, so many dark roads that you are going to want to hide, cry, and go back to your job. It happened to me so many times, especially the first 3 months. It's like, oh my God, I don't have a paycheck. What am I going to do? How am I going to pay the rent today or this month? How am I going to be able to pay the bills, or, you know, whatever the case it is. So I decided to take some courses. So I took some bridal courses for makeup, a lash course, and recently I just took a microblading course. And I did lash lifts and brow tinting and waxing. Why? Because I felt like makeup got to the point that you just YouTube and you can learn. For example, lashes, you can't just YouTube that and put them on yourself. It's like individual extension lashes. You can't microblade your own brow. Some people don't know how to wax their own brows. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to do this solo, I have to expand my services, because I cannot just do makeup when everyone already knows how to do makeup. It's been great, honestly. It's been the best decision ever. I am so fortunate that I've been able to make enough money to go out to support myself, to pay rent, and to pay all my bills. In November also, I launched Honey Lashes, which was an investment that I made for my own brand. I was like, you know what, I'm a makeup artist. As a makeup artist, or as whatever you are, you want to always have your own brand. You always want to make it yours because you are promoting yourself. So yeah, so that's been amazing. Like, it's my first brand label. It's like, oh my god, product is your unique product and it defines who you are. Like, just the little details that you put into designing the item that makes it different from every single one out there. Again, I'm not saying that I'm rich out of it, but they sell, and they look great and they're amazing. So that's that. Let's just pretend that you guys can't see my hair. If you guys know me, you guys know that I do not like doing my hair. Anyway, so again, this video is not to tell you like how to do it. It's just like how I did it. I was fortunate enough that my little side hustle, or whatever you want to call it, gave me enough income to survive, honestly speaking. What I'm saying is, if you have a dream so big, do not let anyone tell you you can't do it. Why can't you do it? Like, no, yes you can. Absolutely, do it. Find yourself people that will encourage you to do what you love. Surround yourself with people who will support you, who will listen to your ideas and not criticize every single thing. Like, I have people that have told me like, oh, you're not gonna make it, that doesn't bring you money, that doesn't do this, that doesn't do that. And honestly speaking, maybe it doesn't bring me that much money now, but in the future, with the plan that I have, it will. So as long as you stay true to yourself, nobody fucking can tell you that it's not gonna work out. Trust me, nobody. And God got you. And if you put all these good energies out in the universe, like let's say that you're being too negative or whatever, stop hanging out with people that are negative. Stop hanging out with people who are always complaining about life, about every single little thing. Stop talking to those people who only call you to complain. Like, start looking for people who have goals, who have plans. So that's why I was like, you know what? It's either get promoted, stay within this company for I don't know how long, be sad, be miserable, cry to come to work, or find peace. Find yourself, go do what you want, try it out. What I'm telling you is, it's not easy. I can't tell you just quit your job. Hello, you're gonna be rich. Absolutely not. If you cannot quit your job, because obviously we all have responsibilities, don't do it. Hold on tight, sit on tight, but always keep your dreams. Like, for example, work, and don't be tired. Don't tell yourself that you're so tired from work, I just want to go to sleep, oh my god, I have to clean. Start thinking a little bit more positive, because you have another business to grow, and that's your own little baby business that is gonna grow. So the same effort, the same 8 hours that you put into a day of work that you don't like but you still have to do because it gives you a steady income for I don't know how many years, then start doing that with your little hustle on the side, or whatever you want to be doing that brings you extra income. But be positive, and you can start watching how that's going to be developing, and all the good vibes are going to be spread in the universe, which I didn't believe in until this happened. But these little good vibes are going to be coming into the universe, and it's like, hey, here's more, and here's more, and here's more, and you're like, oh, okay, oh, whew, thanks. It's going to come naturally. You got to work hard, but it's going to start coming. You're going to start seeing all the fruits, and you're going to be wanting to work harder. Like, way harder. You're gonna be like, okay, so this is working, this is what I need to do. You have to be inspirational, and you have to be positive about every single thing that you do. Every single little mistake that you make, that's just a learning curve. And that's how I take it all the time. Sometimes I look at my work, and sometimes I'm like, you know what, I could have done better, but guess what, next time I know exactly what I need to fix. All learning curve. But like, we don't ask because we're so shy, or some people actually do close doors on us. Like, you want to ask, sometimes you want to ask people like, hey, how did you do this? Obviously, we're not going to share, like, for example, I'm not going to tell you who's exactly my manufacturer, but I'm going to tell you how to look for one. You have to understand that it's all hard work. It's all research. Always said, always hold on to your dreams. Always dream big, dream bigger. Just like, imagine sitting at your desk and thinking, is this really life? Is this what God has in the plans for me? Because if it is, I am changing. my whole destiny, and I'm doing something for myself, for my kids, for my family, for my future, because I'm not bound to be sitting in this desk. I felt like that was modern day slavery. I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong. I'm just saying that for me, I just feel like I can't live like this my whole life. I was gonna be miserable. In my head, I was already miserable. I was already thinking like getting home to kids. I don't even have kids. And it was just insane. So I was like, you know what? Time to change this. I built something. I'm gonna keep it moving, and I'm gonna work 1,000 times harder than I've ever worked in my entire life. And here I am, a year later. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Thank you, everyone who has supported my business, because I have to thank you guys as well. You know, that because of you, I have a business. So I am so thankful for you guys, for God, for everyone that has supported me during the journey, which I think just started. Just like the flowers are blooming in New York City, the same way my little business is blooming right now. So now let's take a time and respond to some of the questions that you guys have asked. How did you find the courage? Well, I think I mentioned it before. I had a whole year planning it. How scary was it? And then this one says, how did you get the courage? Were you scared not to have steady income? Of course I was. That was the scariest part. It was super scary. I'm telling you, I had a whole year plotting it. But it happened, so I'm really happy. And I wouldn't take back any single little thing that I did. Everything just was perfect. Everything was just like in its lane, because I had the plan. So everything is working out still as according to plan. It says, what plan did you have when you quit your full-time job? Okay, so I don't know if I spoke about this, but my plan was, the first thing was build up my book of clientele, open more appointments, post better pictures, post videos, expose myself more, work with other people, do a lot of free shit. I've done a lot of free shit, believe it or not. Use your social media and like just create content all day long. Honestly, that's what I do. So I hope that this video motivates you a little tiny bit. It is possible. You can definitely do it. It's hard. It is a learning experience. It is maybe the most craziest thing you've ever done, because you've always been told that you need to work to buy yourself. So it is something that's crazy. I mean, you're not working, you're just your own boss, which is amazing. Don't get discouraged. Remember that it says in 1886 sales of Coca-Cola averaged 9 drinks per day. That first year they sold only 25 gallons of syrup, so he grossed out on $50 and spent $73.96 in advertising. Coca-Cola is a billionaire company. You never know, but you have all the knowledge from the world. You've done it, you've been there, you can move, you do this, you network, you find out other things, because you're already on the business side. You're not on the consumer side, and you're definitely not on the employee side. You are your boss, your employer, your company. You are absolutely everything, and you'll learn so many different things that you'll be surprised how this side works. So yeah, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Leave some questions in the comments down below if you guys want to know a little bit more. I did say at the beginning of the video, this video is not going to tell you exactly how to do it, but how I kind of did it. But yeah, so don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.